Hi, welcome back to my channel Azure Learn. My name is Nagendra and today's topic is all about Azure Virtual Desktop. What is Azure Virtual Desktop? Azure Virtual Desktop is a desktop and app virtualization service that runs on the cloud. And it's secure, scalable and cost-effective too. Here is what you can do with Azure Virtual Desktop. You can set up multi-session Windows 10 or Windows 11 deployment. You can virtualize M365 apps for enterprise in a multi-user scenario. And you can provide Windows 7 with free extended security updates. You can bring remote desktop service and Windows Server to any computer. You can virtualize both desktops and apps. You can manage Windows 7, 10, 11 and Windows Server all from the same console. You can get the complete Windows 10 or 11 experience with multi-session, and it's highly optimized for Teams and O365, and you can save a lot on infrastructure and licensing costs. Needless to say, on the seamless integration that can happen with Azure AD for identification and authentication purposes, and the reverse connect mechanism in Azure Virtual Desktop helps you to reduce surface attack as no inbound ports are kept open. Multi-factor authentication, role-based access control can be enabled for a granular control. Azure Firewall, Azure Security Center and even any other third-party SIEM can be integrated just like that. You might be wondering what's managed by Microsoft and what is that you have to manage. In Azure Virtual Desktop Service, web client, diagnostics which are end-to-end, and then load balancing, gateway and the broker service, all these are part of the Azure Virtual Desktop Service, and these are managed by Microsoft. And any which ways the infrastructure requirements like compute, storage, networking is already being managed by Microsoft in Azure. What we are going to manage is all about networking policies, sizing and scaling of the VMs, user management and identity, profile management, and then the desktop and application groups, and then the user assignment, these kind of things. Let's have a look at the licensing requirements. In case if you are planning to set up Windows 10 Enterprise multi-session or single session environment, then you require either M365 Enterprise editions like E3, E5 or A3, A5, the academic editions, or frontline editions like F3, or if you have any business variants, then the business premium variant is eligible for this. And in case any of these, if you do not have Windows operating system enterprise editions like E3, E5 or academic editions like A3, A5 would suffice the licensing needs for this particular setup. And for Windows 7 Enterprise also, licensing requirements remain same. In case if you are trying to do a Windows Server based desktop and app virtualization, like setting up Tally or something like that, for example, from 2012 or 2 or 2016 or 2019 or 2022, the RDS CALs with software assurance is required. Okay, let's have a look at the infrastructure requirements. You can set it up either from a hybrid environment or in a cloud-only organization. Let's have a look at the cloud-only organization requirements. You require an Azure Active Directory. You require Azure Active Directory domain services and a virtual network in the Azure subscription which is connected to the ADDS, that is Active Directory Domain Services. The Azure VMs that we create should be standard domain joined or hybrid AD joined or Azure AD joined. Okay, so let's check on the remote desktop clients. These are all the remote desktop clients that are supported: Windows Desktop, Web, Mac OS, iOS, Android and Linux. Android is in preview. Azure Virtual Desktop supports the following 64-bit operating system images, that is Windows 10 Enterprise Multi-Session version 1809 or later, Windows 10 Enterprise version 1809 or later, Windows 7 Enterprise, Windows Server 2019, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2012 or 2, and even Windows Server 2022 also. However, the 32-bit is not supported, and Windows 10 Enterprise N, Windows 10 Enterprise KN operating system images are also not supported. So what is that we are going to do? What is that we are going to do in today's demo? We are going to create a host pool using the Getting Started wizard. We are going to create an application group and assign them to users. We are going to access the published applications and desktop using a browser, and we are going to even access the published applications and desktops using the Azure Virtual Desktop client. Okay, so let's get into the demo. Okay, I'm into my Azure portal and then I'm clicking on Azure Virtual Desktop. Even before clicking on this Azure Virtual Desktop, I would like to tell you that I have already created the required ADDS setup, as it's going to take a bit of time. I have done this a bit earlier, and now I'm going to click on this Azure Virtual Desktop. In case if you are unable to see this here, you can do a search for it. Okay, since I have already used it, it's appearing there. You have two options. You can start from the Getting Started wizard, and once you click on this wizard, it would help you, and then it is saying that deploy a full Azure Virtual Desktop environment in one step. Once you are finished, you will get one host pool, one app group and one user. You can start and do that, and otherwise you can even start by creating the host pools, application groups and then workspaces, and then adding users to these application groups. Okay, so since the wizard is very it's a straightforward approach, let me try to show you that I'm going to create a host pool first and then the application groups and then the workspaces, and then assign the users to the application groups. Okay, I'm clicking on create a host pool, select the subscription, select the resource group, host pool name. I'll say this is first host pool. Any name that is suitable for you as per the planning that you had, you can give it. Select the location. Validation environment is required. I am saying no. And host pool type, I require pooled and load balancing algorithm. We have two options, breadth first and depth first. Breadth first load balancing distributes new user session across all available session hosts. Depth first load balancing distributes new user sessions to an available session host with the highest number of connections but has not reached its maximum session limit threshold. Okay, I'm trying to select breadth first, and how many number of users you are trying to put it, I'll just put it 2. So beyond this, it is not going to allow user to get connected to that VM. We will see that in the demo. Say next. Do you want to create a virtual machine now, or you would like to add it at a later point of time? Both the options are there. I'll say yes, and then I'm going with, let me give a prefix to be first, because first host pool, first VM, so I'm just giving first. Select the region and then availability zone. I don't require any now for now, and security type standard is okay for me. And image gallery, I'll try to select the image from the gallery, and I'll select Windows 10 Enterprise Multi-Session with M365 apps Gen 2, and change the size if you are interested in changing the size of the VM. For now it's okay for me. I'll give one VM to get created, and then standard SSD is okay, and I'll go with boot diagnostics defaults, virtual network, I'll take this network security group basic, public inbound ports, no, I don't require. Select which directory you would like to join. I'm going to select specified domain, virtual machine administrator account, I'll give one account. Okay, say next. Workplaces, yes, and no current workspaces, I'll just create one. Say okay. If you are enabling diagnostics, you have to have the log analytics workspace or storage account or event hub to stream the data. So I'm not doing that for now. I'll do it at a later point of time. I'm not giving any tags and I'm trying to get the review done and validation passed, and I'm going to click create, and this would take a bit of time. It's just initializing the deployment and it's submitting the deployment. Okay, so now the deployment is complete, and let's go to have a look at the resource. Okay, so we have one virtual machine and we have one application group and one application in that. And if you look at the application, it's the default one, the session desktop, which we have given the name as desktop. This is a default one. And what am I going to do here now is I'll go to the same one, and then we have seen that there are no assignments. So I'll just go to assignments here. I'll just add a couple of users. I'll add Fabio, I'll add John, I'll add Nax, I'll add Sam. So I have added 4 people, succeeded. All 4 people are available here. And what am I going to do now is I'll just create one more application group. For this host pool, and this time I'm trying to create a remote app application group. Say next, applications. I would like to add an application, so I'll just add access, and then maybe the display name also I'll give access, or this app per use. Leave the rest to the defaults and then click on save. I'll add one more application also. This time I would pick up Excel, click on save, go to assignments. Who this is required for? I require this to Fabio, John and Nax, and I would give this to Sam also. Workspace, yes, I would like to add this to the desktop workspace that we have created. And diagnostics, I am not setting up any, no tags for now, no. Okay, so it has got something it is asking for. Okay, application group name, I'll say remote apps. I'll just give like this, review and create. Validation passed. I'll just click on create. Deployment is in progress. This should not take much time. Okay, it's done, and let's go to resource. You can see that we have these 2 applications and we have assigned this to 4 people. Okay, access and Excel. I have one host pool, and once I click this host pool, I can check that there is one virtual machine, and this virtual machine is available. And once I click on this virtual machine, I can see that this domain joined check is done. And are there any users? For now, no users. Okay, let's try to get connected to this VM through a web client. Let me open a new window. Okay, so let me log in with this username and password. Okay, we have the web interface in which you can see that access, Excel, and then the session desktop. Let's try to click on the session desktop and then say allow. It's connecting and launching the session desktop. Let me enter the password. Submit. Okay, we are able to see that the user is able to log in using the web client, remote desktop web client. Okay, so this user logged in. Now let me show you. If I go back to Azure portal and then refresh the screen, I can see that there is a user who has logged in. So that means admin can see and have a look on how many users currently are active. Okay, so now let me take another browser, one more user logged into. I'll take this time Sam. These are my Azure AD users. I haven't enabled MFA for them. And now this user is also logging into the session desktop using the remote desktop web client. Since user is logging in for the first time, it is trying to set up the profile and then load it. For faster uptime, FS Logic's container-based profile mechanism is recommended, and I'm not covering that in today's demo. However, there is a pretty straightforward steps available in the MS document that can be practiced. Okay, so this user, I'll just come here in the admin panel and refresh. Both the users, admin can check that they have logged in, and now I'll try to open another browser and then show you that the third user is logging in and what it would say. I'll show you. Okay, so let me give the username, password, sign in. Yes. Okay, so what is it showing? Let me try to access the desktop. Okay, you see that we couldn't connect to session desktop. We couldn't connect because there are currently no available resources. Try again later, or if this keeps happening, ask your admin. If you remember, while creating the host pool, we said we allow 2 people to get logged in. So what do I do now is I'll just select this user, Sam, and then log him off. Okay, so this will log this person. I'll just log him off. He got logged off. Yeah, Fabio is there, and for Fabio, okay, now Fabio could log in, and let me show you here. Refresh. You can see that now Fabio is there and Sam got logged off. And we can log off both the users now. Select and log off. Both the users have got logged off now. Now I'm going to show you how do we get connected through a remote desktop client. And remote desktop client can be downloaded and installed. Remote desktop client for Windows. So click on this and click on this and download. I have already kept download and installed. I'll just click on, and here you can subscribe, enter the username, password, sign in. Okay, this is how it appears. At any point of time you do not require, you can unsubscribe, you refresh the details. and all the details would be shown. 2 apps and 1 desktop is eligible for this user. Okay, and this user can try to log in, enter the password. Okay, so the app is ready and Nax can log in into this. Now let me go to the Azure portal and then show you the host pool that we created, and these are the virtual machines. You can see that the total sessions and active sessions, the application groups, number of applications, all the information that you require. You can have a look, and this is the session host, and you can see that the users who are all logged in. Okay, application group we created, one is default, one we have created. Workspaces, we have created 1 workspace, and if you would like to check by username, you can check. Where individual assignments or any group assignments, or how many sessions. You can select and then log off or disconnect, send a message to user. Okay, this is it from my side today, and I hope this session was helpful in understanding how easy it is to set up the Azure Virtual Desktop and publish applications to the users. If you have liked this video, give it a big thumbs up, and then share and comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for upcoming videos. Thank you. Thanks for all the support. Good day. Bye-bye.